So today, being the first class while entering Chaitanya Charitamrita, we're going to recite Mangalacharan prayer, which is composed by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. And there are total 14 mantras. We will, actually 17, not 14, there are 17. And then we will look into in brief about the explanation of the Mangalacharan as explained by Srila Prabhupada in the introduction section. And then as we continue further in the subsequent chapters, we'll look into the detailed explanation of each Mangalacharan prayers given by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, where he has supported his explanations by referring to many other Vedic literatures that also we will take a close look at as we proceed. So in the beginning, I would like to express my thanks and gratitude to all of you. Even though Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is mostly describing about the conclusive truth of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his expansions, his incarnations, his devotees, but many of you have taken interest to know this philosophy. Therefore, we are very much grateful to you. And because this is going to be a philosophical discussion, therefore we are going to keep some time where you can also ask some questions. In this way, we'll continue. So as I said in the beginning, I'll chant the Mangalacharan prayers. So today I'll chant all the verses, and from next class we'll not chant all the verses. Okay? Bande Gurun Isha Bhaktan Isham Ishavatarakan Tat Prakasham Tat Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam Bande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gaudodai Pushpavanto Chitrau Sandau Tamanudau Jadadvaita Brahma Panishadi Tadopyasya Tanubha Ya Atmantarjami Purushaiti Swasyam Sabhava Sadaishwarya Purnajaya Bhagavan Saswayam Mayam Na Chaitanyat Krishna Jagati Paratatvam Paramiha Anarpitacharim Chirat Karunayavatir Nakalo Samarapaitu Manmata Ujjalarasam Swabhakti Sriyam Harihi Purata Sundaradyuti Kadamba Sandipita Sada Hridaya Kandare Spuratu Sachinandana Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikriti Ladini Shakti Asmat Ekatmanavapi Bhuvi Pura Pura Deha Bhedam Gato चैतन्याख्यं प्रकटमधुना तद्वयं चैकमाप्तं राधाभावद्युतिसुबलितं नौमि कृष्णस्वरूपम् श्रीराधाया प्रणयमहिमा कीदृशोऽवानैवा सद्यजेनाद्भुतमधुरिमा कीदृशोऽवा मदीयः सौख्यं च स्यामदनुभवतो कीदृशं वेत्ति लोभा तद्भावाढ्यः समजने शचिगर्भसिन्धौ हरिन्दुः संकर्षणः कारणतो यशायि गर्भोदशायि च पयोक्तिशायि शेषश्च यस्यां सकलः स नित्या नन्दाख्यरामं शरणं ममस्तु मायातीते व्यापि वैकुण्ठलोके पूर्णैश्वर्ये श्रीचतुर्व्यूहमध्ये रूपं यस्योद्भाति सङ्कर्षणाख्यं तं श्रीनित्यानन्दरामं प्रपद्ये मायाभर्ता जण्डसंहारस्वयंगा शेते साक्षात् चरणाकारणम्बोधिमध्ये यस्यैकांशसे पुमनादिदेव तं श्रीनित्यानन्दरामं प्रपद्ये यस्यांशं सहस्रीलगर्भोदशायि जन्नाभ्यब्जं लोकसंघातनाळं लोकस्रष्टुः श्रुतिकधामधातु तं श्रीनित्यानन्दरामं प्रपद्ये यस्यांशंसपरात्मखिलानां कोष्ठा विष्णुर्भाति दुग्धाभिसायि क्षोणीभर्ता यत्कलाशोऽप्यनन्त तं श्रीनित्यानन्दरामं प्रपद्ये महाविष्णु जगत्कर्ता मायया यः सृजत्यदः तस्यावतार एवायम् अद्वैताचार्य ईश्वरः अद्वैतं हरिणाद्वैतात् आचार्यं भक्तिसंक्षणात् भक्तावतारम् ईशं तम् अद्वैताचार्यमाश्रये पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्तख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं जयतां सुरतो पंगोर्मम मंदमतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदाम्भोजो राधा मदनमोहनो दिव्याद्बृन्दरण्यकल्पद्रुमाध श्रीमद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थो श्रीमद्राधाशिलगोविन्ददेवोपृष्ठाळिभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भे वंशिवाटतटस्थिता कर्षन् वेणुशनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रियस्तु नः। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So last time we are discussing that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami being ordered by Sriman Nityananda Prabhu in the dream, he went to Vrindavan and he took shelter of the Goswamis, whom he accepts as his Shiksha Guru. And under the guidance of the Goswamis, he was engaged in execution of the pure devotional service. And in those days, because there are no many detailed explanation regarding Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes were available in form of written literature. In particular, there were no information in written form with great detail available about Krishna's final pastimes. Therefore, the devotees in Vrindavan, they requested Krishnadas Kaviraj to compile Chaitanya Charitamrita. So then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami went to Sri Radha Madan Mohan temple and he got the blessing from Sri Radha Madan Mohanji, and right there he started compiling this Chaitanya Charitamrita. And as he started, we can see in the beginning, he offers his respectful obeisances to the spiritual master. That's how. In the first verse, so we are referring to the first verse in Mangalacharan prayer, where he says, Bande Gurun Isha Bhaktan Isham Isha Avatarakan Tat Prakashang Stachas Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam. So here Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami offers his respectful obeisances to the spiritual masters. Srila Prabhupada says, Gurun, he uses the plural here to indicate and the disciplic succession. Means here Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami does not offer obeisances only to his own spiritual master, but to the whole parampara, the chain of disciplic succession. So in that way, he offers his obeisances to who? The Lord himself. Bande Gurun Isha Bhaktan Isham Isha Avatarakan. Isha means the Supreme Lord. And his devotees, his incarnations, his expansions, and Krishna's potency, internal potency, Tatprakasham, Tasakti. Sakti is internal energy. So, Chaitanya, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Sri Krishna had been defined as Sri Krishna Chaitanya, this is to be understood that Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the embodiment of Krishna, means God, Guru, the devotee, then incarnation, his internal potency, his expansion. So this is how all included in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So here Nityananda Prabhu, his first expansion, Advaita incarnation. Then Gadadhar, his internal potency. And Srivas, the marginal potency, who represents the living entities. So in that way, so Lord means Lord includes all these incarnations and his energy, his devotees. So in other words, God means he is everything. Together is God. So this is how we will see Lord Chaitanya. He is together. Then in the next verse, Bande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito. In the second verse, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he is offering obeisances. As we know, there are three parts of Mangalachan prayer. से मंगलाचरण है त्रिविध प्रकार वस्तु निर्देश आशीर्वाद और नमस्कार. So in the first verse, he offered the obeisances. Then in the second verse, in the first verse and second verse, these two verses are offering obeisances. So here, he is offering obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Gaudadaya Pushpavanto Chitra Samdautamando. They have been taken like the sun and moon who have risen in the Gauda Desh. And why? Chitra Samdautamando, to dissipate the darkness of this age of Kali from the mind of the living entities. We can say like that. So in that way, in the second verse, when Chaitanya Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he offers his obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, he compares them to the sun and moon. That's how we have seen by Lochandas Thakur, no? Nitai pada kamala kuti chandra sushital, je chhaya jagat judai. And Gaura Chandra also sometimes, spoken in many literature. So anyway, so they have appeared in the eastern horizon called Gauda Desh, just to dissipate the darkness of ignorance. So they have actually arisen to bestow their benediction upon all. So we will see this as we continue. Then in third verse, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he defines the objective of Chaitanya Charitamrita. That is called Vastu Nirdesh. Jad Advaitam Brahmani Upanishadi Tadapyasyatanva. What is what Upanishads describe as impersonal Brahman. Those who are the students of Upanishad, by studying Upanishad, they come to a point where they understand the Supreme Lord is ultimately impersonal. But what is that? If you see in this verse, Tadapyasya Tanuha, that impersonal Brahman, effulgence, is nothing but Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, the effulgence which is emanating from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body, Tanubha. Bha means effulgence. And Ja Atmantarjami Purusha, the Purusha, localized plenary person of the Supreme Lord, who is seen as the Antarjami, the super soul, residing in the heart of every living entity, and Andantarastha Paramanu, Chayantarastham. Brahma Samhita explains he is residing as super soul even in every atom. What is that? Asya Amsa Vibhava. That Paramatma have been defined as the plenary person of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, thus you can see this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the absolute truth, and no other truth is greater than or equal to him. Na Chaitanyat Krishna Jagati Paratattvam. There is nothing beyond Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Such a nice explanation about Chaitanya Tattva. Why Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says? Someone may ask this question, who is Krishna Chaitanya? Therefore, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he is speaking this. In explaining this, Srila Prabhupada quotes from Sri Upanishad. He mentions that thus Chaitanya, the Supreme Lord, have been mentioned in Sri Upanishad with the following verse: Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham tattam pushan napabrinu satya dharmaya drishtai. So in this verse, the prayer have been given that the Lord be mercifully and remove the covering, that effulgent covering, and exhibit himself to uh, his pure devotee. So the impersonalists do not go beyond these Brahman effulgence. And Brahman effulgence of the Supreme Lord is not denied by the personalists either. Like we know, we have the information about Krishna's Brahma Jyoti, like Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam jas jnanam advayam. So we don't deny the existence of Brahman. At the same time, our understanding about the personality of Godhead is complete because we understand he is Brahman, the bodily effulgence is coming from his body, and as Paramatma, he is all pervading, and also he is the supreme personality of Godhead. So he is full with six opulences. So that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is explained by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Then in text number 4, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he offers benediction. He offers benediction to the readers of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Here, one thing we need to take a note on, that while offering obeisances and defining the objective, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has compiled these verses on his own. But when it comes to offering benediction to the readers, he says, Anarpita Charim Chirat Karunaya Avatirna Kalo. Actually, this verse is originally compiled by Srila Rupa Goswami. So, Srila Rupa Goswami has written this verse. And so why Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has taken this verse while offering a benediction to the readers. This is how we should understand that this is the mood of a Vaishnava. A Vaishnava never considered himself as a very qualified person. But the devotee of the Lord, they always assume a very humble position. So, therefore, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he is offering benediction by referring to this verse from Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, from Srila Rupa Goswami. And actually, he is saying that, my dear devotees, may you always keep him who anarpita charim chirat karunaya avatirna karo. That Krishna, who has come in form of Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to deliver what was never ever given by any Acharya or any incarnation of God. So, and Unnata Ujjala Rasam So Bhakti Sriyam, that he has come to give love of Godhead. And that personality, may you all keep him in your heart. So when you keep Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in your heart, when rendering service unto Krishna, then it will be easy to understand Krishna through him, through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Prabhupada explains about this love of Godhead. There are other literature which also speak about love of God. But Prabhupada says, how far this love of Godhead can actually be developed can be learned from the Vaishnava philosophy. You may get some theoretical understanding about love of God by reading some explanation from outside scripture. But if we want to know how far this love actually manifests, develops, then you need to take shelter of the Vaishnava literature. And how it is actually developed in a devotee, how far and also how it is developed. It's a subject matter of Vaishnava literature. It's a unique gift, highest form of gift you can say. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give us. What is that? That highest gift was his teaching that Krishna can be treated as one's lover. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to tell us how we can actually love Krishna either as our friend or in parental relationship, we can serve him, or even in conjugal relationship. So this information, how this love can manifest, can come to the point of saturation by practicing what type of sadhana is taught to us by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We can become Krishna's friend if we follow Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order. So somebody may say Arjuna was Krishna's friend. So somebody may read this Bhagavad Gita and become a friend of the Supreme Lord and try to serve him in that way. So what is so great about following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and developing this friendship to serve him? So the Prabhupada explains this very nicely. He says that when Arjuna saw the universal form of Krishna, at that time we have seen from Bhagavad Gita, he is saying, "Na sakheti matvam prasabho jaduktam, he Krishna, he Yadava, he sakheti." Out of friendly behavior, I have sometimes addressed you as he Krishna, he Yadava, sakheti matva. But that Sakhya Bhav was limited actually. There's no complete freedom, you can say. When he saw Krishna's universal form, he was overcome by the awe and reverence. So, when you follow Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you can become friends of Krishna, not in adoration, I mean to say, not in awe and reverence, but in complete freedom. What is that? We can take an example. Arjuna didn't have the courage to tell Krishna, "Oh, Mother Jashoda has put these jewels on your body. You don't look so good. Let me take off these jewels and decorate you as I want." That is complete freedom. And we have seen on the Vrindavan pastime, when Krishna, he goes to the forest of Vrindavan with his friends, Gopala. At that time, we can see these friends of Krishna, Gopashakha, they are not in a relationship, in a friend relationship where awe and reverence is predominant. But they are in a friendship with complete freedom. That's the highest form of friendship. They say, "Oh Krishna, let us come and they will take off the jewels, which was, given my mother Jashoda. She decorated Krishna so nicely, they just took it off from Krishna's body, and they started growing the Geru Mati. There's a particular type of soil available in Vrindavan. Some of you who have visited Vrindavan. That's called Geru Mati. And they will mix it with what? Water from Jamuna, and they start decorating Krishna. Where is Krishna? Where's Kasturi Tilakam Lalata Patale? Jashoda Mata, she gives tilak from Kasturi. So they didn't bother about this Kasturi tilak. And what did they do? They just took up everything and they took this Geru Mati and prepared the paste with Jamuna water and started putting dot lines in Krishna's body, his face. Krishna looks very beautiful. Krishna enjoyed this very much. And they would bring flowers from the forest and all sorts of leaves, new leaves. And they will decorate Krishna with peacock feather and all. So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come. If you follow Mahaprabhu, you can also understand the secret of this love of the devotees of Krishna in friendship. Anyway, but in Chaitanya Charitamrita also, we have information about how we can serve Krishna by following the footsteps of the gopis in Vrindavan. That is the highest level of rasa service to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to Krishna actually. So here, not that even if we follow, we are not in a position to come to that platform. If somebody is in the mood of parental rasa, there's a difference between outside people accepting Krishna as the father and we by following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood. Prabhupada explains, he says, outside people, they accept Krishna as their father because they want something from him. But the devotees, when they follow the footsteps of the Vrindavan and Brajavasis, and they become the parents of Krishna, at that time, they chastise Krishna. They don't want to accept something from Krishna. Like Mother Jashoda, what she is saying, doing. Mother Jashoda, she is very much concerned about her baby, and she tied her baby in a rope, with a rope. You can see here, Krishna, although the proprietor of everything, he depends on the mercy of his devotee. So these kind of rasa can be released when we study the Chaitanya Charitamrita. But in any way, Srila Rupa Goswami praises Lord Chaitanya as the most munificent incarnation of all, for he gives the greatest gift by teaching the highest form of devotional service. Aradhya Bhagavan Brajeshatanaya Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachidupasana Brajabadhu Vargena Jakalpita Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam. So that is the highest form of devotional service. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give. Then he explains about that in next, he is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. He says, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord, who is absorbed in Radha Rani's thoughts. So Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is Shiradhara Bhaveve Gauravatar. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu has come and he is fully absorbed in the thoughts of Srimati Radharani. So Those who are inspired by mundane thoughts, they can't understand who Srimati Radharani is, what Radha Krishna is. So Prabhupada is speaking about this in introduction. He says Krishna has immense potencies. कृष्णेर अनंत शक्ति ताते तीन प्रधान चित शक्ति माया शक्ति जीव शक्ति नाम अंतरंगा बहिरंगा तटस्था कही जा रहे अंतरंगा स्वरूप शक्ति सवार ऊपर द अंतरंगा potency which is also defined as swarupa shakti this internal potency अंतरंगा शक्ति has three divisions आनंदांशे लादिनी सदंशे संधिनी चीदंशे ज्ञान करिमानी. So Sambit, Ladini and Sandhini, these are the three potencies of Krishna. Ladini potency is Krishna's pleasure potency. All living entities have this pleasure-seeking potency. For all beings are trying to have pleasure, right? We, the living entities, we are also seeking pleasure in the material world. So one may ask this question, so what is the difference between he is also seeking pleasure through his pleasure potency and we are also seeking pleasure, we being the part and parcel of Krishna, we should have this pleasure potency in us, right? But we should understand in this connection that Krishna has his pleasure potency. And we being, that's why he is called Vibhu. Shastra says, Bhumaiva Sukham, Nalpe Sukham Asti. Sukha is Bhuma. Bhuma means the greatest object, highest object. And Nalpe Sukham Asti. Sukha, the happiness, the highest form of happiness, cannot be achieved by material sense object, which is limited. We know everything in this material world are limited, are temporary. Therefore, they are not Bhuma Vastu, they are not transcendental subject. So therefore, since time immemorial, all these great souls who are in search of the true happiness, they take shelter of the Supreme Lord. That's why Krishna means all attractive. He is the Supreme Lord who is actually the source of all happiness. Prabhupada gives a lot of examples there explaining this, that nowadays people are trying to love their dog. They do not know that at the time of leaving the body, they will be thinking the dog and they will take birth as a dog in the next life. So they run the risk of being born as a dog in their next life while trying to find pleasure in taking care of their dog. This is the position of the people in this material world. And some others, they're trying to take pleasure from these material objects. But we should not think that Krishna is also trying to seek pleasure in this material world. No. Therefore, here it has been defined that Krishna's pleasure potency is there. And Srimati Radharani is the perfect manifestation of Krishna's pleasure-giving potency. So Krishna is dancing with the cowherd girls in the rasa dance. And such kind of activities are not understood by the people who are inspired by mundane lust. Some people, they read such kind of literature and they find, devotional service to Krishna is so nice because They feel if we become interested in Krishna, then we can indulge in sex. This is not Krishna Bhakti, Prabhupada says. This is not love of God. This is Prakrita Sahajya. This is materialistic lust. Actually, and there is no difference between Krishna and Srimati Radharani. When Krishna desires to enjoy, then he exhibits his potency as Srimati Radharani. So, if you see this, so when Krishna exhibits himself in form of Srimati Radharani and engages in loving affairs with her, how can you take Krishna as an ordinary human being? Even there, Prabhupada also further goes on describing, even in later on also. Just imagine this, Vishnu, who is the expansion of Krishna. He even does not take the help of Srimati Lakshmi Devi to give birth to Brahma. Then, how can we say that Krishna is dealing with Srimati Radharani and the gopis are on the mundane platform? So, those who are not pure yet, and they have not practiced Krishna Bhakti, they have not purified their sensual desires. Therefore, they cannot understand this loving affair between Krishna and the gopis and Radharani. So here, that's therefore we are trying to explain that when Krishna desires to enjoy, he exhibits his potency as Srimati Radharani and engages in loving affairs with her. Thus, Krishna manifests himself as Radharani in order to enjoy his internal pleasure potency. So, note that Radharani can be also taken as an ordinary woman in this material world. So, Prabhupada explained, he says, Krishna has many expansions, but of all these expansions, this pleasure potency is the foremost and chief. It is not that Radharani is separate from Krishna. Radharani is also Krishna. There is no difference between energy and energetic in this sense. Sakti Matayo Raveda. Radharani being the pleasure potency of Krishna, who is Shakti, and Krishna being Shaktiman. So, according to the Vedic aphorism that Sakti Matayo Raveda, there is no difference between energy and energetic. In that way, we can conclude that Radha and Krishnas are not different. They are actually one. That is actually this understanding becoming perfect when you become a follower of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna was not able to understand how Srimati Radharani is attracted to him and what kind of experience she gets in serving him. So he became one. Radha and Krishna became one. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Radha and Krishna are one. So in that way, we can understand that he united with Srimati Radharani. He wanted to understand himself. So these things are explained in due course of time. We will, as we kind of, these are the glimpses we are trying to give because we are entering into Chaitanya Charitamrita, and we said we will be giving a detailed study. Therefore, we are giving a glimpse so that you can also start meditating on this subject matter. Then he explains about Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kirti Shobhanaya. So, in the 6th verse, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains that why Krishna assumed the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna desired to know the glory of Radha's love. Why is she so much in love with me? What is my special qualification that attracts Srimati Radharani towards me? So Krishna wanted to know this. Why I am attracted by the Radharani? And when Radharani feels my love, what is she actually feeling? So these are the desires Krishna had. Therefore he came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We will be discussing all these things. Then in the 7th verse, here Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he offers his obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and actually he begins to offer his obeisances to Nityananda Prabhu, not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, while he is offering respect to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is also offering respect to Nityananda Prabhu. Why? And this Nityananda Prabhu is Balaram, who is also the origin of Mahavishnu. Just imagine, who is this Mahavishnu? In Brahma Samhita, it is explained that there are so many incarnations of the Lord. And it is said, Deepar Chirebai Dasantaramabhipatya Deepayate Viruti Hetu Samanadharana. Different incarnations are like the candles which are lit from the original candle. Prabhupada says that although any number of candles can be lit, the original candle still remains its identity as the origin. So all these expansions are actually called Vishnu Tattvas. And not only that, Prabhupada says further, he says, Vishnu is a large light and we are small lights. But all are Krishna's expansions. Krishna says, Mamai Vamsa Jiva Loke Jiva Kuta Sanatanamsa, separated expansions. So we are small lights. Just imagine this much, understand this much. And then he is speaking further about this Nityananda Tattva, that Maya Tite Vyapi Vaikuntha Loke Purnaishwarji Se Chaturbhyuha Madhye Rupam Jasyat Bhati Sankarshanakhyam. Who is this Nityananda Prabhu? Sankarshan, in the midst of Chaturbhyuha. And he possesses the full opulence and he resides in Vaikuntha Loka. So Maya Tite Vyapi Vaikuntha Loka. This proves that beyond this cosmic manifestation, there are innumerable spiritual sky, very expansive. And this material manifestation is only a small portion of the total creation. We know, those who have studied the literature, they understand Ekapada Vibhuti, Tripada Vibhuti. This material world is 1/4 of the total creation. And 3/4 creation is in the Vaikuntha world, Vaikuntha Loka. So, in every Vaikuntha Loka, Narayan presides with his 4 expansions. Who are these? Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Vasudeva. This Sankarshan, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, is Nityananda Prabhu. Just imagine. Nityananda is Balaram, of course. Balarama Haila Nitai. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also explains. We'll see that. So this Sankarshan who expands into this Chaturbhyuha, Balaram, Krishna, Nityananda Prabhu, Balaram, Chaturvyuha, and Sankarshan is there. Sankarshan actually is Nityananda. Great. We'll discuss this also in future. Just we are giving some, because today we are entering, we are giving some kind of understanding as Prabhupada has explained. It will help you when next time we'll discuss in the following verses. I mean to say different chapters, these verses going to appear, then it will become more clear. Anyway, that time it will be revised. Maya Bharta Jandu Sangha Srayanga Seti Saksat Karanam Bodhi Madhye. Again, this is also the glory of Nityananda Prabhu. Who is Nityananda Prabhu? This Karana Dokshai Vishnu is his partial representation, lying in Karana ocean. And what he is doing? This Mahavishnu, he actually manifests this material world. Prabhupada says, just as a husband and wife combine to beget offspring, Mahavishnu combines with his wife Maya, or material nature. And this is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, right? Aham bija pradapita. Krishna says, I am the seed-giving father. So how he is giving seed? This is a very interesting point. The seed given by the Karana Dakshaya Vishnu to the Prakriti, nature. How? By glancing of her Prakriti. So he can just glance of her Prakriti and impregnate the living entities into the womb of material nature. But a living entity cannot do that, Prabhupada explains. Of course, we are limited to only one sense when it comes to reproduction. Krishna, the Supreme Lord in Narayan, can do anything with any senses, right? But we, the living entities, are very much limited to perform any activity with one sense. Krishna can simultaneously smell and eat and glance with eye, right? So, this is how we need to understand who is this Nityananda Prabhu. Like last class we are discussing, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's brother, Minketan Ramdas. He didn't understand Nityananda Prabhu. Similarly, many people in this world, they find fault with Nityananda Prabhu. And this Mahavishnu have been defined that the duration of one breath of Mahavishnu is that is the time when all the universes are created and annihilated in one breath of Mahavishnu. Just imagine. And that Mahavishnu is the partial manifestation from Nityananda Prabhu. And people, they are confused by the behavior of Nityananda Prabhu and they don't accept him as God. And in Brahma Samhita also it is further described that the Brahma lives only for one breath of Mahavishnu. Just imagine, Brahma's life only for the duration of one breath of Mahavishnu. According to our calculation, human calculation, Brahma's 12 hours constitutes 432 billion years. Just imagine, his 12 hours. And Brahma lives for one breath, for the duration of one breath of Mahavishnu. And that Mahavishnu is the partial form of Srimad Nityananda Prabhu. Thus, we can imagine that even we cannot imagine the breathing power of Mahavishnu, then And this Mahavishnu is the partial manifestation of Nityananda Prabhu. Then how can a person, I mean to say a common man, without entering into devotional service, can understand the glory of Nityananda Prabhu? No, that is not possible. So then, further, Srila Krishna Kaviraj Goswami, he describes this Garbhodakshayi Vishnu and Kshudakshayi Vishnu. They are the successive expansion of Mahavishnu, that is Karanadakshayi Vishnu. So, this Balaram is the first expansion, then come Karanadakshayi Vishnu, then Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, Kshudakshayi Vishnu. Then further he describes about Advaitacharya. Who is Advaitacharya? It is explained that Mahavishnur Jagatkarta, the creator of this universe is Mahavishnu, right? And Tasyavatara Evayam. Advaitacharya is an incarnation of Mahavishnu. And Advaitacharya Ishvara. He is the Ishvara, he is God. Why? Advaitam Harinadvaitat. He is also God. Therefore, his name is Advaita. He is non-different from God. Acharya Bhakti Sangshanat. He is the Acharya. He has come to propagate devotional service unto the personality of Godhead. And therefore, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he also takes shelter of Advaitacharya Prabhu in the beginning. So, then finally, he, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he takes shelter of Panchatattva, Panchatattva Krishna. Panchatattva is Lord Chaitanya, who has manifested in 5 different features. They are called Panchatattva. So he offers obeisances to this Panchatattva. Who are they? Krishna and his associates appear as devotee of the Supreme Lord in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar Prabhu, and Srivas Prabhu. Prabhupada says, in all cases, means this Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhar, and Srivas. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the source of energy for all his devotees. Since this is the case, if we take shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the successful execution of Krishna consciousness, we are sure to make progress. So, by taking shelter of this Panchatattva, we can make progress in Krishna Bhakti. Then, finally, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he takes shelter of Madan Mohan. So, he says, I offer my obeisances directly to Krishna himself, Radha Madan Mohan. Who is Madan Mohan? Madan Mohan helps us progress in Krishna consciousness. Why? When we first approach Madan Mohan helps us to identify our relationship with him. To know Krishna means knowing oneself also, means what is our relationship with him. And that kind of relationship becomes perfect when we take shelter of first Madan Mohan Vigraha. So, to establish our relationship with him, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami urges all the devotees or followers of Chaitanya Charitamrita to take shelter of Radha Madan Mohan. And when relationship is established, then one need to take shelter of the Govindadev. Who is Govindadev? Prabhupada explains, Govinda Dev deity is called the functional deity because he shows us how to serve Radha and Krishna. Many of you know Madan Mohan is Sambandhadi Deva, and he is Sambandha Tattva. He establishes, helps us to find a relationship, how we can serve him. And then Govinda Dev is called Avideya principle, means he actually helps us to be engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord. By serving Govinda Dev, there is an actual acceptance of service. So here, when Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadramad Srimadratnagara Singhasanastu. So Sri Radha Krishna in form of Govinda Dev, they are situated beneath who is fulfilling tree in Vrindavan. And their throne is decorated with valuable jewels. And all the gopis, the friends, servant of Krishna, servant of Srimati Radharani, you can say, they are engaged in singing, preparing, they are singing, dancing, and they are preparing different types of beverages. They are preparing the betel nut. They are decorating the swing. Now actually, it's July. This is May, right? Okay, May, June. It's nearing now. In July, August, there is this swing pastime. So all these things are happening. So this service opportunity is awarded to the devotees by Govinda Dev. He is Avideva principle, Avideva Tattva. So when the devotee finds his relationship, then he is guided to serve the Govinda Dev. Actually, this same Krishna, he appears before the devotee in form of first Madan Mohan, then he also becomes Govinda Dev, and also he becomes Gopinath. 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 Prabhupada explains, finally Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami offers his blessings to his readers in the name of Gopinath deity, who is Krishna, as master and proprietor of the gopis. Just imagine, that is his Prayojan Tattva, Gopinath. So here Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he offers his blessings to the readers in the name of Gopinath deity. Krishna is called Gopinath because he is the beloved master of the gopis. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami petitions the blessings of Lord Gopinath. May that Gopinath, the master of the gopis, Krishna, bless you. May you become blessed by Gopinath. The author of Chaitanya Charitamrita prays that just as Krishna attracted the gopis by the sweet sound of his flute, he will also attract the reader's mind by that transcendental vibration. Therefore, actually when I was preparing for this class, I was thinking, I told my devotee, I mean to say our team members, I said, look, this sound vibration of Chaitanya Charitamrita is actually transcendental vibration. And Prabhupada says, just like the gopis' mind were attracted to Krishna by listening to this sweet, melodious vibration that emanated from Krishna's flute. Similarly, this transcendental sound vibration of Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is chanted by Srila Prabhupada, will definitely attract the reader's mind to Krishna or even to study Chaitanya Charitamrita. Therefore, you can see, my dear devotee, and before the beginning of this Chaitanya Charitamrita class, we will be playing Srila Prabhupada's uh, recording of the Chaitanya Charitamrita verses. And I request all our devotees, please come at least, maybe I would say 5 to 10 minutes early. Recording is on. This is like preparation. You hear to this transcendental vibration. According to Prabhupada's explanation, the gopis' mind was attracted to Krishna by hearing the flute. Similarly, this Chaitanya Charitamrita sound vibration will get your mind attached to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in that way, we offer this blessing to all our readers by listening to the recordings of Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Prabhupada. So now, I think I can start at least one verse. Then the next, it says, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Glory to Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda. Glory to Advaita Chandra. And glory to all the devotees of Sri Gaura, Lord Chaitanya. So here, when it is said, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, all glories to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya Prabhu, all glory to all the devotees. So when we say Jaya, this Jaya is chanted from the point of view of offering obeisances to the Supreme Lord. When here Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda, actually from the point of view of offering obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya Prabhu, and Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, the devotees of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So he begins this Chaitanya Charitamrita by offering his obeisances. And this is how some devotee, they feel, what is this joy? Jai Jai. Prabhupada, not Prabhupada, actually all our previous acharyas, they have also introduced this system. When the kirtan ends, then immediately the leader will start chanting Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribrajacharya, right? Ashtotarasta Sishmas Labhai Charana Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai, means we are offering obeisances. This is how Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he starts this Chaitanya Charitamrita by offering obeisances to Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srimad Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya Prabhu, and the devotees of the Lord. And that is how he is going to begin the narration of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Thank you very much.